Hey, what's up guys? Brad with Squared Away Every Day, and today we're going to be talking about the Tesla Model S Plaid versus the Porsche Taycan Turbo S. These cars are compared all the time. These two cars, probably the Taycan Turbo S is the biggest competitor to the Tesla Model S Plaid and vice versa. So we're going to talk about it today. Now, if you haven't had a chance yet, please go ahead and like the video, sub to the channel. You know, you get the idea on that. But let's talk about the main differences here and why I think the two cars can't even be compared at all. Now, when we start to look at the cars just as a whole, they are both four-door vehicles, they're both electric vehicles, and they're both have a performance-based build to them, right? So they're similar in that sense. But to me, that is where the similarities end completely. And I'll explain why. Now, the Model S Plaid is the most expensive and the nicest version of the Model S that you can get, and it starts at $130,000. The nicest version of the Taycan Turbo S is it starts at like $180,000 or $185,000. So the disparity in price there of $50,000 or $55,000 is so big that it's really hard to compare at that point. I mean, it really is just, you can't even compare. I mean, you almost have to stop right there. But I will say this, the amount of features that you get from Porsche to Tesla in that $50,000 or $55,000 price gap just isn't worth it. You could go and you could buy a Model 3 and a Model Y, or a Model Y I should say, and a Plaid, and you'd be at the same price as the Taycan Turbo S. Or you could go buy a Plaid and you could buy like an old 996 Porsche 911 Turbo, and you'd still be at the same price as the Plaid. So to me personally, oh, there goes a Taycan right there. They're not comparable just on price alone. They're just not. Now, the build quality, as we know, is far superior from Porsche to Tesla. The build quality on the Teslas is absolute trash. But oddly, this is weird to say, they're still very good cars. So there's that. So price difference, number one, you can't really compare them. Number two is going to be the range. The range on the Taycan Turbo S is so bad, you can't compare at all. And so when we look at the range on the Taycan Turbo S, I think we're just under, we're just above 200-mile range, and on the Plaid we're just above we're just under a 350-mile range. So right there alone, it just kills it for me, because me personally, wow, there's a really pink Tesla right there. I don't know what that was, but that was a super pink one. We're about to plug into the supercharger here. Just so you know too, I'm trying out a new video setup right this second, and so if the audio is a little weird or the video is a little weird, don't worry, I will see that in post-production and I will correct it for future videos. But it's just about Christmas time, and I got a bunch of videos I gotta make because I'm not making them on Christmas or on Christmas Eve, and I've got a bunch of errands to run. So I'll be wearing the same blue shirt and the same jacket for probably the next 3 or 4 vids that you see. I'm just busting out videos today. Anyway, so price, that's a big one. You can't even compare almost because of the price alone. Okay, but you say, Brad, they've got a $130,000 Taycan Turbo S. Yes, they do. Thanks for bringing that up. The Taycan Turbo S at the $131,000 price point, I don't remember the specific model, but just look it up, the $130,000 one, go to their website. That one is doing a quarter-mile time at 11.8 seconds. Are you kidding me? The Plaid's doing 9.3. And the 0 to 60 on that one is 3.5 seconds. My Performance Model 3 is faster than that. That's as fast as my Model Y Performance. So you can't, I mean, we can't even go there on the price, because it's just, the disparity on the performance is so far at that point, other than handling, that you can't even compare. So there's the first one, is going to be the price is just too far apart, and the range is too far apart. Now, on a car like a Taycan, man, I'm just waiting for one of these superchargers to open up. The price on the Taycan Turbo S, I'm sorry, the range is just too, I mean, that car is really at its infancy. Just over 200-mile range. If I were to buy that car, it would be because I want a car that's better handling and got a better build quality than the Tesla Model S. Now, the build quality is fine. That's not affected by the range, but the handling is affected by the range, in the sense that when I get a car or a product, I use it. And so if I'm going to get a Taycan Turbo S, I want to take that thing to the track, because the only reason I bought it or one of the main reasons I bought it over the Plaid was because of its handling. And if I can't get to the track because the range is so bad, what the heck was the point? Because I can tell you something, I'm not mashing down the pedal when the light turns from red to green at a stoplight and going around a corner. I'm not drifting around parking lots or just like on the city streets. I'm not doing that. When we talk about a performance vehicle, what I get to take advantage of and what you get to take advantage of in the United States on just a standard road, the most fun thing we can take advantage of is the speed. Your acceleration, the pull that you're gonna have, that's the most exhilarating thing you can have. We're not driving super fast and crazy and turning really hard and all this kind of stuff. So to me personally, I think that the range kills it on those particular cars, and I just think that from that alone, from the price difference in the range, you can't even compare the vehicles at all, in my opinion. Now, let's talk about, let me see if I can seal this spot really quick. Oh yeah, that's awesome. All right. Oh man, I'm always so nervous about curbing cars in low cars like this. All right, cool. Okay, so price, mileage, we talked about that already. In conjunction with that, I think that, you know, both cars look very good. I love the look of the Taycan Turbo S. I love the look of the Tesla Model S Plaid. That's just going to come down to, do you like a big four-door looking sedan, or do you like more of a sports car look to the vehicle? And again, it can't be, when we talk about the Taycan Turbo S, that vehicle has a couple things going for it that the Plaid does not. Number one being the build quality. As I said earlier, the build quality is trash on the Teslas. It just is what it is. I don't know how to get around that. Number two, the handling is going to be much better on the Taycan Turbo S versus the Tesla Model S Plaid. So those are two great things for it. And honestly, I can't really think of anything, and maybe the aesthetics, that's just relative to the individual. But other than that, I can't really think of anything that's going to be better than the Plaid. The Plaid is better on every aspect other than those two things. The Plaid has a better range. It's got a better support of the superchargers around to where you can quickly charge. It's got faster acceleration and speed. It's got more utility space to use in the car. It's got a bigger cabin in here. It's a cheaper car. I mean, you could go on and on and on. The Plaid is a better value than the Taycan Turbo S. And to me, I think the Taycan Turbo S is just so infant in its design, particularly because of that range, that you can't even compare the cars. The range and the price difference alone is just too far. And then even once you drop down to that 130,000 on the Taycans, the performance is so much lower than the Taycan Turbo S or the Plaid in terms of just like pure acceleration and speed, that it's just, you can't even compare at that point. So me personally, I'm just gonna have to say, I think that the Tesla Model S Plaid is a far better value. Now, if Porsche can figure out a way to get a better range, which is going to require more batteries equaling more weight, and that's going to affect the handling, so that's a feat in itself. But if they can figure out a way to match the range on the Plaid, I think that they're going to have a home run right there alone. Even with the price difference, I think you're getting pretty close. But that's pretty much it, guys. If you have experience with both vehicles, please comment down below, or if you just have an opinion on the video itself, comment down below and let me know what you think. Other than that, if you like the video, please go ahead and give me a like, give me a sub, and we'll see you in the next one.